The Young Detectives, The Clockmaker's Secret by Ngamoko Nikora. Chapter 1. A Mysterious Invitation. The sun filtered through the dusty attic window, illuminating maps and detective gear strewn about the room. Tom, Mark, Tipo and B were gathered around a large table where an assortment of fascinating artifacts lay, remnants from their latest case. "Did you guys hear about the town's old clockmaker?" Tipo asked, his eyes gleaming with curiosity. "They say he's gone missing, along with one of his prized inventions." Mark leaned in closer. "I heard he created a clock that can manipulate time. What if it fell into the wrong hands?" Bea nodded eagerly, her excitement infectious. "That sounds amazing. We should investigate, don't you think?" With a unanimous nod, Tom pulled out their time device, carefully crafted alongside the wise detective Sherlock Holmes. "Let's pay him a visit. I want to see if he left any clues behind." As they prepared to activate the device, a soft knock echoed through the door. Mrs. Jenkins, the elderly labourer, poked her head in, holding a delicate envelope. "This arrived for you four," she said, a smile creasing her weathered face. "Thank you, Mrs. Jenkins," Tom replied, taking the envelope and tearing it open. Inside was an ornate invitation, glowing faintly. "You are cordially invited to the unveiling of the grand clock at the old town hall," he read aloud. "It's tonight." "Perfect timing," Mark exclaimed. "Let's go and see what the clockmaker has to offer before we start our investigation." As they gathered their gear and headed downstairs, an air of anticipation surrounded them. The adventure was calling, and they were ready to answer. Chapter 2. The Grand Unveiling. The old town hall buzzed with excitement as townspeople gathered for the clock unveiling. Colourful banners adorned the walls, and the sweet scent of pastries wafted through the air. "Look at all these people," Tipo remarked, his eyes darting around. "If the clockmaker is missing, where's he been?" "Let's find a good vantage point where we can see everything," Tom suggested, leading the way to a balcony overlooking the hall. As they settled in, the mayor took the stage, beaming with pride. "Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today to celebrate our beloved clockmaker, Mr. Eldridge, and his most remarkable invention, a clock that will enhance our town's unity." Bea leaned forward, squinting at the stage. "But where is Mr. Eldridge?" "I'm sure he'll make an entrance soon," Mark replied, a note of concern creeping into his voice. Just as the mayor motioned towards the clock, a loud crash erupted from the back of the hall. The audience gasped as a figure stumbled in. The clockmaker, dishevelled and wide-eyed. "Stop! You can't activate the clock!" he shouted, panic evident in his voice. Chapter 3. A Race Against Time. The crowd erupted into chaos, with people whispering and speculating. The young detectives exchanged glances, their instincts urging them to act. "Let's talk to him," Tom said. Springing into action, they manoeuvred through the crowd, reaching Mr. Eldridge, who was now trying to regain his composure. "Mr. Eldridge, what's happened?" Tipo asked, concern written on his face. The clockmaker looked at the four detectives, his expression grave. "You must believe me. The clock holds more power than I intended. If activated, it could cause time anomalies throughout the town." "Anomalies? What do you mean?" Mark pressed, urgency filling his voice. "The clock was designed to synchronize time, but someone wants to misuse its power, Eldridge explained, glancing nervously over his shoulder. You need to stop him before it's too late. Just then, a shadowy figure slipped out of the hall. Tom's eyes narrowed. We need to follow him. Let's split up, suggested Bee, her courage shining bright. We can cover more ground that way and meet back here in 20 minutes. Chapter 4. Chasing Shadows. As the young detective scattered, Tom and T-Ball took to the streets, their pulse racing with adrenaline. They spotted the shadowy figure darting down an alley and quickened their pace. Who are you? T-Ball called out. What do you want with the clock? The figure paused momentarily, revealing a glimpse of a masked face before disappearing around a corner. They followed swiftly, hearts pounding with determination. Keep moving, Tom urged, dodging crates and barrels littering the path. The chase led them to an old warehouse at the edge of town. They exchanged glances, unsure of what they might find inside. Without hesitation, they pushed through the creaking door. Chapter 5. Secrets in the Shadows. The warehouse was dimly lit, filled with dusty crates and machinery long abandoned. In the middle of the room stood the masked figure, rummaging through a pile of tools. Stop right there! Tom shouted. The figure wheeled around, revealing bright green eyes visible beneath the mask. Who are you kids? Shouldn't you be at home in bed? The figure challenged, its voice laced with mockery. Not until we figure out what you're up to. People stepped forward, brandishing their time device. What do you want with the clock? Ah, so you've got the timepiece, the figure replied, a smirk creeping onto his lips. The clockmaker thinks he's clever, but he doesn't know I already have the main component. What component? Tom pressed, a mixture of fear and determination surging through him. The heart of the clock, the time crystal, the figure exclaimed, revealing a small gleaming gem. And once I combine it with my own devices, I will control time. Chapter 6. Confrontation and Revelation. Before Tom and T-Ball could react, the figure lunged toward them, but Tom swung his arm, activating the time device. A flash enveloped the room, and they found themselves back at the town hall, just seconds before the unveiling. We're back! T-Ball gasped, looking round, bewildered. I think we just created a time loop, Tom realized. We can stop this before it even happens. Spotting Eldridge near the stage, they rushed over. Mr. Eldridge, we need your help, Tom exclaimed. The clock has been compromised. Eldridge's expression hardened. What do you mean? Who's after it? It's someone who wants the time crystal. It could cause all kinds of chaos, T-Ball explained urgently. Then we must protect it, Eldridge said, his determination renewed. We can't allow the unveiling to continue until we're sure that crystal is safe. Bee and Mark arrived, breathless from their search. What's happening? Mark asked, eyes wide with urgency. Eldridge needs to secure the crystal, Tom replied. We need to keep everyone distracted while he works. Chapter 7. A Plan in Motion. As the crowd awaited the unveiling, the young detective sprang into action. I'll keep the mayor busy, T-Ball volunteered. Tom, Mark, you help Eldridge secure the gem. B, you cover our exit strategy. Understood. They split seamlessly, each member knowing their role. As Tipo approached the mayor, he started a conversation about the significance of the new clock, captivating the audience and keeping their attention off the stage. Meanwhile, Tom and Mark helped Eldridge wheel the clock toward a protected room where the crystal could be secured. Quickly, we don't have much time, Eldridge urged, struggling to keep his composure. Just then, they spotted the masked figure sneaking through the crowd, a determined look on its face. It's now or never, Tom urged, and they rushed to secure the crystal, just as the figure lunged forward. Chapter 8. The Final Showdown. Not so fast, Tom shouted, standing firm to protect the clockmaker. The masked figure froze, surprised. This is pointless, kids, the figure laughed, its confidence waning as it locked eyes with T-Pom. You won't get the crystal, Mark chimed in, readying their time device. We'll stop you here and now. In a fierce standoff, the masked figure and the young detectives matched wits, with Eldridge working rapidly to conceal the gem. The tension in the air thickened. Activate the device, Tipo yelled, sensing their moment of opportunity had arrived. Tom pressed the device, and once again a flash enveloped the room. In that instant, the masked figure was thrown off guard, and it vanished, leaving behind only a lingering energy in the air. Chapter 9. The Aftermath. Returning to reality, the atmosphere in Town Hall shifted dramatically. The audience erupted with confusion as the mayor tried to regain control. Everybody stared at the four young detectives. Thank you for your bravery, Eldridge panted, relieved. You've saved us and the clock's secrets. But the masked figure, Bea asked. Concern etched across her face. What will it do now? Eldridge shook his head. That's a concern for later. For now, we must ensure the crystal is out of reach and secure. Days passed, with the young detectives assisting the clockmaker and reinforcing security measures around the clock and the crystal. Rumours of the masked figure's whereabouts lingered, but the town remained on high alert. Chapter 10. A new mystery beckons. As the clocks chimed, signalling another day, the young detectives sat in their attic discussing the recent events. They felt empowered, knowing they had thwarted danger. Great job, team, Tom said, smiling at his friends. This case just proved how well we work together. Mark grinned. And what's next? If something like this happens again, we'll be ready to investigate. Bee's eyes lit up. I can't wait for our next case, maybe one involving magical artifacts. As they shared laughter and ideas, the time device subtly glowed, a sign of adventures yet to come. Tom, Mark, Tipo and Bee were ready for new adventures and discoveries, knowing the world held countless mysteries just waiting for them. The Young Detectives, The Clockmaker's Secret by Ngamoko Nikora. Copyright Ngamoko Nikora.